Okay, today we're going to marketing email that goes out on Tuesday and Wednesday. We want to get as many properties in here as possible with links. So basically, this is just an email that you send to me, and I'll just kind of go over and see what that looks like. So on every week, we start on the 24th and then put it to Friday, obviously. And then every week there's going to be some properties that we already have pictures for. So we can use these pictures. That's great. That's what I usually do on Tuesday, just because it makes my life a lot easier if I don't have to dig around for pictures and stuff. So basically what I do is I prepare an email. I get that ready to send, and we'll just say new email. We're going to send this to, we'll send this to another email that I have, just because it's a practice one. And the email is always auction tracks. And the date, we're going to say Tuesday, which is tomorrow, so we're 0621-2016. Okay, so that's auction tracks. And for this experiment, we're going to do, normally what I do is I put the broker's name up there. We have 3 brokers, Bob, Monica, and John. But for this, we're just going to have you write the address, and I'll figure it out from there. So the address of the property will go here. Underneath that will be a picture. And underneath that picture will be the link. The picture will be linked back to the website, basically. So we're going to go here real quick. We're going to go back to this. We're going to click on this one, 500%. That's a very good spread. That one will work. Okay, so we'll scroll down here a little bit and say, wow, it's a very nice house. So that was underwritten. Obviously, we looked at this already. ARV is almost $1 million on this. That's great. Final judgment is 406, so we know it'll open up around 500. So this is a great one to use. So that previous sale canceled, that's fine. We don't care about that. We're just looking at this one. So what we're looking for is the best possible picture to use. Obviously, you don't want this picture. That's not really going to tell too much about it. These side view pictures aren't going to tell too much either. So we want to take the picture that looks the best, just from a marketing perspective. This one looks nice. There's light in there. You could probably take this one and change it around a little bit if you wanted to. Or you could take one of the other ones that, don't necessarily, this is an older picture. That's fine too, though. So obviously this property's been driven a couple times. It was driven back in 2013, again in 2013, again, and we don't really care which picture we use. This is just kind of a simple marketing thing that we do, so it doesn't really matter which date the picture was taken, as long as it looks, as long as it looks halfway decent. So what I like to do is take the picture. So that's a great one. We're going to use this clipping tool that we have in the top right. I'm not sure if it'll work during this program. It may or may not, but that's kind of what you use, is this clipping program. So we'll just get in here. We'll kind of move this. So this house next door isn't in the view. It's just kind of focus on this house. We kind of want this centered. So we'll probably go like this to get this centered. Go up a little bit. Don't necessarily need to see those whole fences and stuff. So that's kind of it. So that's the picture. Capture that image, copy that image, and then we're going to go back to our email. And then we're just going to click in here, paste. So it's going to come out there. What I like to do then is, since it's an email, it's rather big, is just kind of reduce that down a little bit. And so above this, I would like to see, so go down a little bit, the address of the property, just so I kind of know which property it is. I can go back and kind of look at it pretty fast. I will have to enter in the brokers that are doing this property, but that's fine. So just go like this, copy and paste this, copy and paste that, throw this in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to link this picture up. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go back. We want it on this page. We want it on our HD website, not an Easy Bidder website, because we can't send, people have logins to this site. They don't have logins to our Easy Bidder website. That's more or less our back-end site that we use. So copy that, paste that, and insert the hyperlink in there. It's waiting a little bit longer because we're using two programs at once. So I'll put that in there, and then just kind of check it to make sure if that comes up, right there as with a link in it, then it's obviously linked, and we're good. So that's that. Um, so as far as the pictures go, we'll do a couple more just so you kind of get the feel of what it looks like. And we do require at least 8 of these per day. So 16 total. This one's in King County, so you may want to spread this out between King and Snohomish. If you're looking at an overview map of Seattle, I'll send you a map of kind of where our brokers are at. And if you get a couple of each brokers, that would be great. I just don't want to get all of one broker. So I'll send you a map of what that looks like as far as who's in each area, whatever the case may be. But it's kind of broken up into different towns or townships, whatever the case is. So, like for instance, Seattle is kind of broken up. John has South Seattle. Monica has North Seattle. Newcastle, that's John's. Des Moines, that's John's. Kent is John's. So mostly Monica and John are going to be in King County, and then Bob is almost all of Snohomish County. So I'll send you a picture of what that looks like and who's in each one. So you can just kind of go this one. Okay, let's check out this Snohomish one. This looks like a pretty decent deal. We'd like to get them, ideally, if we can, we'd like to get them with opening bids on them. Obviously, there's no opening bids on this one, but that's okay. So go on this one. So here's one, probably not, I think I've used this picture before, but it's probably not a good one to use because this is actually a decent picture. Yeah, see, well, this one's got, it's got some interference in there. It's not really a great picture. It's got a basketball hoop in it. So this one I probably just wouldn't use. And for now, just try to do as many as possible. Just try to do like 12 on Tuesday and 12 um, on Wednesday. And I might just have to delete some out, no big deal. It's more or less just a marketing thing. So I'll let you know as we're going along, like which ones are good and which ones aren't. But for now, just kind of go with that. Is this thing recording even? Oh, that's gonna piss me off. Okay. So here's one we have in Edmonds. Edmonds is a Bob location. So this guy doesn't take great pictures of the house, and sometimes it's hard to get the pictures of the house because you just don't have the right view. So this is probably the best picture for this house. Just it gives you a view of the house, what it looks like. So this one I would go all the way over. We want to not get any black in there if possible. So that's good. It kind of shows the two-car garage, kind of the style of the house. I would take this one up a little bit. We don't want it too wide or too narrow. So maybe even come down on this one. We want it to be, a square rectangle. We don't want it to be a little short rectangle like this or, really tall. If you can avoid the really tall ones, that'd be good too, because they kind of got to fit these on a page that they send out. So I'll copy this one. I'll leave some room in there so we can put the address above. So we paste that, and then we bring it in here, and then we chop it down a little bit so it's kind of user-friendly for the marketing people to send out as a piece like that. And see what I mean by this one? They can chop it, in the marketing department and make it look better than what it is right now. But we just want to get these out to them. So this is going to be your link. So link there, left click, copy, hyperlink, copy, paste, done. Go back and we will grab the address. And put the address there. And that one's done. Okay, and like I said, 8 minimum, so try to get like 12 of these per day. It shouldn't really take you too long once you get used to it. It's just kind of knowing, which pictures are good and whatnot. So a lot of times what you'll see is we don't have drives. For whatever reason, King County maybe didn't have too many drives, or what you'll find on Wednesday evening is that we've used all the ones for Tuesday, and the drives haven't come in yet, so we don't have any drive report pictures. That's fine. What we can do then is we'll pick one down here, a property that I know I think I'll like. We don't do apartments. We don't usually get drives in those anyway, but we don't do apartments just because it's just an apartment building. Um, this one here looks good. So Prospect Drive. So what we'll do is we'll take this address since there's no picture of it, and then we'll put it in Google Maps. So I probably shouldn't have done it with that window. So I'll do it with this window. Put in Google Maps and copy and paste that address there. And so you want to be really careful on this because it'll pop you up in the right location. You want to look on this map and kind of see where you're at, and then drop on and change it to Earth so you know exactly where it's at. And then kind of pay attention to what the roof lines look like and where the street ends are, because this usually puts you in the right location, especially for a Seattle address or a major town address. Sometimes if you're out in the country and it's on acreage, you won't get that. But then what I do is click on this, and then I find that address. So we're looking for 19 Prospect. And so that one was right there. So we're like 2 down from here. So I'm pretty sure it's this house right here. And so what I do is I just try to get a good angle at this house. Um, that is probably it. A lot of times what I'll have to do then is zoom in, find an address. So it looks like this one says something something 19. A lot of times it'll be right down here. It'll be written, so it's kind of easy to look at that way. This says 15. So in America, usually all of the numbers on one side of the street are even. All the numbers on the other side of the street are odd. So 15, you would think the next one would be either 17 or 19. I usually like to get in here and make sure that that's the address, but I think this is it. I think it's 21 or 19. So this is probably a duplex, which is fine. But we'll X out of this one for now, and I'll find a better one, just because I have a feeling that that's going to be a duplex. Yep, see, property type duplex. So let's stay away from the duplexes for now and just do single family homes. So I'll go to another one. Let's try one with an opening bid. Let's look at this one in Bothell. And I know it already has a picture in there, and that's fine. That's great. But let's see if we can get that on Google Earth too. I'm pretty sure we can. So go back to here, click the address, exit that, paste, copy the address. So this usually means that you're not going to be able to find the address. Sometimes you can, just kind of depends. I like to take my little guy and drop him right there. And there you go. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Again, it just depends. But almost always in major towns, it's like that. Okay, so we're looking for we're looking for 14716. That is not it. That is 14614. So that's an even number, so we're probably on the other side of the street even. So sometimes you just got to go walking up the street. So there's an address right there that I see. Can zoom in there. 14716. That's 711. Okay, so maybe we're on the other side of the street. Whatever. We'll check this out. 14710. Okay, we're close. We're close. I see that one right there has an address, so let's see if that's that. 704. This was 710. So we're probably up here. Sometimes it goes too far. You just kind of got to know where you're at. It's this one right here. I'm almost positive. So not a great picture for a house, but let's just do it anyway. I'll let you know. It's kind of be a work in progress. I'll let you know the ones that I like, the ones I don't like, and why. I'll give you a little reasons for them. So this one I probably wouldn't like, but we're running short on video, so I'm just gonna clip this one and put it in the email.